Take a look.
What's going on, guys? It's your boy Big Hero Chris back at you with another one. If you're new to the channel, go ahead and subscribe, leave me a thumbs up, ring the notification bell, hit me up on Twitter, TikTok, the community post. You already know the vibes, man. And I'm back at you with your Forbidden Door review. And Forbidden Door. It's that time of year where we get the cross-promotional matches, the dream matches, the matches you thought you would never see. And to be fair, there wasn't one match on this card, even though it was on the pre-show, it was still a cool match to see that we never thought we would see. It was the Lucha Brothers teaming up with Mystico, taking on LFI, the Japón, you know what I'm saying? And that was a fun match. That was like, out of all the pre-show matches, that was the match I was looking forward to the most. It was a whole bunch of flips and lucha stuff and suicide dives and topes. Type of the stuff I like, especially like when it comes to Lucha Libre, because like outside of American wrestling, Lucha Libre is like one of my favorite styles of wrestling to watch. So that did warm my skinny little heart to see these masked men do all these cool flips and dives and whatnot. So yeah, man. And then you had Saraya versus Mariah May. To the surprise of nobody, Mariah May won. So she's going on in the Owen Hart tournament for the women. I guess we can talk about the Mina Toni Storm match. Now, outside of the main event, this was probably one of the best built matches, and the whole story with Toni Storm and Mariah May, it's an ongoing story. Like ever since Mariah May showed up, that's like been her little story going forward on her way to the AEW Women's Championship. So it is cool to see like different factors like Mina showing up and making Mariah having to choose between Toni, her mentor, and Mina, someone who she came up with in the wrestling business and whatnot. And to my surprise, man, the power of friendship won all three over, because Toni Storm won. She's still your AEW Women's Champion. But after the match, Toni and Mina showed each other respect. They hugged. They even had a three-way kiss. Probably one of the highlights of Forbidden Door. Probably outside of the main event, something people are going to be talking about throughout the entire week. So there was that. So friendship and, HLA wins every time. But yeah, man, like it was stuff like this I cared about, stuff that was properly built. And you look at stuff like the match between MJF and Hechicero, and it's like there's a story, but it's kind of loosey goosey, because it's like, okay, the MJF talked about the EVPs, so they put him in a match against Hechicero, and that's how we got here. And you can kind of tell that MJF didn't care about the match. To be honest with you, I didn't really care about the match either. I was like, alright, I get it. You're from Long Island. It's New York. Forbidden Door. I get it. However, if this match would have taken place in, let's say, North Carolina or Florida or any place else, it really shouldn't be on the card. But because MJF's a Long Island boy, I get it. The match was what it was. It was okay. It was fine. MJF won. Let's move on to something we do care about, and that is that ladder match for the vacant TNT Championship. Everyone got it right, man. Everyone predicted. Everyone called it. Jack Perry is your new TNT champion. And the crowd was really behind Takeshita. There were several points during the match where they were chanting his name. People were thinking he was going to win. I was thinking he was going to win. That's why I wanted to win. But I knew what it was. I knew what time it was. I knew where the story was going. I knew Jack Perry was going to win because, he's part of the Elite. And their whole story is they want all the gold. They want to take over. They want to change the world. So, yeah, man, Jack Perry is your new TNT champion. And this is the second, if you want to count the FTW championship, the second singles title that Jack Perry has won. So, good for him. And I guess if we're going to talk about the EVPs, we have to talk about this trios match, unfortunately, between the Elite, taking on the team of the Acclaimed and President Tanahashi, the Scissor Ace. And I'm like, on one hand, it is cool to see Tanahashi and Okada standing face to face in the middle of a ring. However, I have to watch the Acclaimed wrestle, and I'm never happy about that. So, yeah, man, it is what it is. The Elite won. Let's move on. The TBS Championship and the New Japan Strong Women's Championship are on the line. And Mercedes making history once again. Mercedes 2 belts is in the house. She's on the building. She's doing the CEO dance. And I got to give it up to New York, man, because we do not forgive and we do not forget, because New York was chanting fuck the Celtics. They were chanting fuck the Red Sox. And Mercedes was getting kind of a heel reaction, not because the crowd was tired of her, but because she's from Boston. It is what it is. Sorry, Mercedes. It's the New York way. But congratulations are in order, because she is indeed a two-time champion, not even a two-time champion, a double champion, holding up both the belts. She's doing her dance. She beat Stephanie Vaquer. And then as she's celebrating, as she's doing her little dance, we see and hear the music of Dr. Britt Baker, DMD. And it's looking like this is the wave, this is the match for All In, I'm assuming. DMD, CEO. It makes sense. I can't wait to hear the promos between the two to see who can say bitch the most between two of them. They should have a bitch off and have Okada moderate the whole bitch off, because they're both going to call each other bitches. So, you know, it is what it is. Good for them. Welcome back, Britt Baker. Congratulations to Mercedes Moné. And the only other thing I really want to talk about is the main event. It's Forbidden Door. When you walk through Forbidden Door, it takes you straight through whose house? Swerve's house. Swerve taking on Will by God Ospreay. And I got to just send quick prayers and condolences to the Ospreay family. Will Ospreay posted early on Twitter that he just recently lost his grandmother, and you know that's tough to lose a loved one. So he was encouraging the people of New York, you know, to hold their hands up, lend him their energy, you know, to help power him through it, because that is a loss. And it did look like Will is very close with his grandma, so I know she's very proud of Will Ospreay and everything he's accomplished. But enough of all the sentimental crap. We have raps to talk about. Graps and raps. Speaking of raps, of all people to introduce Swerve, it was none other than Dipset's own Capo Status, Jim Jones. I'm like, yo, where did they find Jim Jones? And you know, he had Prince now not doing the dance. Jim Jones is doing this little two-step. And man, let me tell you about this main event. Brothers and sisters, this main event was fire. I'm telling you, bro. Swerve, Ospreay, I can't wait to see them wrestle again, because you know it's going to happen. They're doing a whole bunch of flips and cool sequences and hidden blades and house calls and pile drivers and runners off the top of barricades. There was even one spot where Swerve hit the Swerve stop on Ospreay through the announcer's table. I'm like, yo, what are these two doing? This is crazy. And I'm thinking we're gonna get a real cool spot where Ospreay and Swerve are gonna like look at each other anime style. Ospreay's gonna power up that hidden blade. Swerve is gonna power up the house call, and they're gonna see who hits it first. I didn't get that spot, but what we did get was a ref bump. And whenever I see a ref bump, I always think the bloodline is gonna come out and cost somebody the match. That didn't happen, but the person that did come out was Don Callis. Don Callis and that big ball stupid head of his. He came out with a screwdriver trying to get Will Ospreay to stab Swerve Strickland to death with that screwdriver. But Will Ospreay had wanted none of it. He's a good person. He's a good R-Truth. He said no. And that little distraction was what Swerve was talking about. Not having that killer instinct. Not being able to pull the trigger because Will Ospreay was distracted. Swerve hit that the house call on him. Will Ospreay kicked out, but you know, Swerve hit another house call, hit the Swerve stomp, hit the JML driver. He hit him with every move in his book just to put this poor man away who recently lost his grandmother. So that's how the show ends. That's how the match ends. Swerve is still your AEW champion. And as this match was taking place, you had Daniel Garcia in the seats, you know, watching the match. I'm assuming checking out Will Ospreay. So you know, there's that. So the things I talked about were the things I cared about. Everything else on the card, I didn't really care for it, man. Like, I get the whole concept of Forbidden Door. I get it's the whole kind of like the Flash universe meeting the Arrowverse. I get it, but they got to do a little bit better as far as presenting these stories. Do a little bit better as far as presenting your New Japan and your CMLL talent better. You know, get some wins on Dynamite, on Rampage, and Collision. You know, get them involved in more stories instead of, hey, this is a match. You know, this is a dream match. You know, do more as far as the stories go, because the Swerve Ospreay story was on point. The Toni Storm Mina's story was on point, and even the TNT Championship match, the match itself was good. The story could have been better, but you know, you get the drift. You get the drift. So with that being said, guys, what did you think for Forbidden Door? Did you care? Are you interested in seeing this concept continue going forward? Let me know in the comment section below. Of course, as always, like, comment, and subscribe. You guys take care. Bees, I'm out. Peace.